Hey guys, it's Mallard with another stamp video, and no, this is not the album I have previously gone through. This is a new one I picked up from my buddy Fabian. So I'm in a group on Facebook, stamp collectors group. A lot of times people post stamps. They're like, what's the value? Some people are selling stuff on there. And I saw Fabian, he posted about 3 albums. This is one of the albums that he was willing to sell. I saw a few of the pictures in there from his post, and I said, hey, I'm going to message him, see what's going on with this album. We agreed on a $200 price tag. Because of how fortunate I was on the previous album that was like this, I decided to go ahead and take a stab at it. I will go over the other 2 albums in another video, but this one is older. I believe it's from the 50s or 60s, so I think there could be some awesome stamps in here. Fabian took a lot of time, was very, very honest. It's really scary buying stuff, over Facebook. Will they ship it? Will they won't? I know there's things set up to prevent fraud from happening. I have been taken advantage of before. Fabian promised he wouldn't be that type of person, and he wasn't. So Fabian, thank you so much for keeping your word and sending me these albums, and let's get into it. Also, just a quick note here, if I find any stamps or any pages that I think are super cool, I'm going to bring you guys in. If we go through this whole album and there's no stamps that are interesting, which I highly doubt, this video won't happen. But of course, since it's up, we found some awesome stamps. And without further ado, let's start searching. One of the very first pages we opened up to was actually Rhodia, which is a little confusing. This might be an album in 2 pieces, alphabetically, and we just get Rhodia. But I don't have some of these bigger ones. Rhodia isn't something I collect necessarily, but I don't have any of these, so I'll be excited to add them to my Scott catalog. And as we move up, as you can see, Rhodia continues. It does look like this album has been picked through. We come over here, as you can see, the higher amounts have already been picked through, but that's okay. This next, so there's a few good Rhodia, Southern Rhodia stamps, and it keeps going on and on and on. But I did want to show you guys these first few pages about what we might, expect for this album. Looks like been picked through, still some good stuff left. Hopefully there's, more good stuff than just bad stuff, but I'm not upset with this so far, so hopefully we can let our good luck continue. Flip a few more pages, and now we're here to North Borneo. Definitely don't have these guys in any of my stamp collections. So I did go through the rest of the Rhodia section. It actually goes up to the 90s, and he has a pretty complete collection from the 90s that I could see. So hopefully we got some fuller collections, maybe not as old as it's not looking super, super old, but hopefully we can keep, like I said, this good luck going. Don't have any stamps from North Borneo, so excited to add these to my collection. I'm bringing this page up just so you can kind of see what we're dealing with in this album today. St. Christopher and Kits. Look at that. There used to be stamps here, but they've obviously been picked off. I'm sure the guy who sent me this had no idea, so it's all good. But yeah, we've already found a few good stamps. That North Borneo actually went all the way to the 40s and had a few complete sections to it. But yeah, so this is kind of what I'm dealing with. A lot of empty spaces with a few good stamps, but hopefully we can keep finding those few good stamps. All right, we made it to another page I think is super, super interesting. St. Vincent. This is actually a soccer page. I'm sorting this page because it's for Mexico 86, which is where the World Cup was held, but also because we have stamps from the 1800s, and now we have stamps all the way up to 1986. This St. Vincent section literally has stamps, I think, from the 40s all the way to 1986, and they're pretty complete, as you can see with these pages I'm going to show you. It's just insane. This is a really weird album. We have some really old stamps, and we have some newer stamps like these. This is cool because it is kind of a set of soccer stamps. I'm, of course, a soccer coach, used to play, so I can definitely appreciate these stamps here. But yeah, this might be the weirdest album I've ever gone through, just because of the age difference in the stamps that are contained in this album. This album itself, I know, is a little older. I think it's from the 40s, but I think people added pages. As you can see, it's kind of chaotic in here in some points. People added pages to this album in order to keep collecting. So that's what we're dealing with here, and we're just going to keep moving forward. We just got done with the St. Vincent section, and we came to Sarawak, and bam, nice old stamp there. Flip the page. we got a few old ones right there. So all is not lost yet with this album. We still have a lot of pages to go. Hopefully we can find more of these older stamps. Those are the things that I really like to collect more so than the modern stamps. That St. Vincent section I think went for about, I mean, I couldn't tell you, like maybe 80 pages. It finished, I'll just show you guys, it finished at 85 and 86. So it did not stop, it kept going. If you're into modern stamps, definitely let me know. I have a ton of modern St. Vincent stamps from the 70s all the way up to the 80s, pretty full collection. Let me know if you're interested in that, definitely could make that a grab bag. Just stumbled across this page right here, Sierra Leone, and look at this. I feel like they left some older stamps in here, some heavy hitters. I did look through the section already, and this is kind of the best that there is, but definitely excited about those. And we'll keep going. Hopefully we can find a few more old stamps like we've been looking for. We have made our way to South Africa, and there's a lot more left here than I thought there would be. We do have a 1 shilling down there. I do not have this one, so I'm super excited to add that to my collection. Looks like we have a corner of a letter over here. And I didn't show you guys this page originally, but there are some stamps. They are not pairs for the most part, but I don't have these variations, I don't believe. I don't even have some of these official stamps right here. If we go ahead and turn the page, these are actually, a few of these are connected pairs, which I'm excited about. I love to find these connected pairs for the 2 different languages. I think it makes it super interesting. Flip one more page. I think the next page is kind of sweet, especially with those right there. Like I said, I always like to keep these together. I think it's a cool part of history. But yeah, can't complain about the South African section. Let's keep moving. Southwest Africa, and would you look at that? Have some nice old stamps right there. Move down here. I think those are just South African stamps, not Southwest Africa. But over there you can see the SWA. Flip the page. Got some nice stamps right here, right here. I don't have a lot of these. But what I'm really excited about is these up here, actually. These are pairs that have been kept together from the 35 and 40. And if you hear a dog drinking in the background, that is my dog. I'm doing this in my living room. I apologize. Southwest Africa in pairs. So this has been definitely, South Africa's come through for us in this album. This album might be worth it just because of those few pages of South Africa and Southwest Africa. I'll keep you guys. Came across Singapore, and notice this one in the top right hand corner. It says watermark 314 sideways Singapore $1. I don't really want to go look that up with all the work I have ahead of me. So if you think that is something interesting, definitely let me know in the comment section down below if it's something I should pull out and really look at and see what the watermark is and see if it is sideways. If not, I'm just going to leave it here for the next person who looks at this album. I did want to mention the section I've come across in South Arabia. Pretty full of sheets. They're all mint. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know if there's anything cool in South Arabia you'd be interested in, because I'm not. Again, South Arabia, wanted to bring your attention to this section, issues of 1966. As you can see, we have some overprints over Aden for South Arabia. And as we go down here, it says John F. Kennedy, which I'm guessing is in honor of his death. As we move down, we even have Winston Churchill, which I'm assuming is in honor of his death. So I think this is a pretty cool page. I might keep this page together in one of my stock books, but if I do that, then I gotta get pretty much all of South Arabia into one stock book, which, like I said, there's a ton of it in here. So I'll have to think about that long and hard. But did want to bring you guys to this page. I think it is super, super interesting, and even got a little history right there. Just when I thought this album was just going to be new stamps, we come across South Australia, and it is just riddled with awesome stamps in here, as you can see. Look at this. I do have a decent South Australian stamp collection that I've kept my hands on in one of my stock books, but now I'm really going to have to go and look at that. I haven't even flipped the page yet. Looks like that one's mint. Looks like it might have a crease. Let's see how good the next page is. Oh, it's okay. Tasmania, actually. Oh, my goodness. So we got some Tasmania stamps with the Australian stamps. And hey, guys, you know, I really can't complain. This is going to add to my South Australian collection immensely. I might even have to use 2 of my bigger stock pages to fill it. Yeah, guys. Mint right there. I'd say this album so far, it's been a mixed bag, but this page has definitely made that bag a little sweeter. And we come to Sudan, which is actually a decently filled section. Graham Beck of Exploring Stamps actually did a video on Sudan and this first stamp for Sudan. So I'm probably going to leave that link to the description I'm describing in the video down below. As you can see, man, it is just full of old stamps from Sudan. Super, super excited to make a Sudan section in my stock books for these guys. Like I said, these stamps go all the way to the 60s. I think it even goes a little farther. We'll keep flipping. These two pages are blank. These are blank, so it doesn't go that far. Got a few newer ones there. But I want to bring your attention to these back here that he put over here, whoever had this album before. So overall, I'm able to start a few sections in my stock book full of stamps from countries that I haven't collected normally, but because of this album, I'll be able to start my very own stock book pages of these stamps and start looking for them in my bins. Well, I should have known that if South Australia was really good, that we'd also be really good with Victoria. Look at that beauty over there, that one right there. So yeah, so this is a very full section. Once again, I might just have to get a stock book just for Australia, the country, just because I'm starting to accumulate a good amount of them, and they don't fit on the two big stock book pages I currently have. So hopefully we can maybe buy a smaller stock book and add these. Oh, there's Western Australia too even. I know some of those stamps can be valuable. It's pretty fun, but again, Victoria, loaded page. I'm going to have to do a little more research to make sure I get these in the correct order when they were printed, but can't complain. This might end up being the last video I have for this album. I'm not sure. But hey, Samoa Express right here, Samoa, Western Samoa. Super collectible. I do have one of these stamps. I know these are forged fairly regularly, so I'm not going to get my hopes up. But down here, this is really cool. I'm guessing the postmaster cut it in half because he only needed half the value, which is 1 penny. So I needed half a penny there. I don't think it's super valuable unless it's found on a cover, but something cool to collect, something to add to my albums. We are done with this album search. This album, I do have 2 more left, and my final thoughts are this album was really, really weird. Had some awesome old stamps, like from North Borneo and Australia, but then also had modern stamps all the way up to the 90s that I don't know the value of them. They're all mint. So let me know if there's any stamps that you might be interested in from the 90s or 80s or 70s from the countries you've seen. Still worth it. Still awesome. I got 2 more albums left to go, and those will be in a separate video. But as always, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching.